Hey guys, what do you think his defense is going to be? White supremacy made him do it? Hmm? Is the white man exploiting the black man? Hmm? Now, before I get started, a gigantic allegedly on top of everything that I'm about to say right now because his due process needs to get played out, innocent until proven guilty. True enough. But this story highlights a gigantic theme of this entire channel, of all of my work for the past 5 years, is that the hands, that the real black on black crime, when you think about it, it's Jamarquavius shooting Tyrone in the middle of a parking lot over a bad drug deal. When in reality, this is it. This is coming to us from Insider New Jersey, City Confidential. Feds charge Newark City Councilman. A member of Newark Municipal Council and Board of Directors of the Newark Community Economic Development Corporation, NCEDC, was charged today with scheming to obtain bribes and kickbacks, U.S. Attorney Craig Carpenito announced. Joseph A. McCallum Jr., 65 of Newark, is charged by complaint with one count of wire fraud for allegedly devising a scheme using interstate wire communications to defraud Newark and the NCEDC of the right to McCallum's honest services. McCallum is scheduled to appear on a date that will be determined by the court. Malik Frederick, 60, of Newark, a participant in the scheme, pled guilty today by video conference before U.S. District Judge William J. Martini to count one of a four-count information charging conspiracy to commit honest services wire fraud, and count three, charging him with subscribing to a false personal federal tax return for 2017 for intentionally not reporting over $100,000 in income. And that, my friends, is the plantation. And that, my friends, is I say a lot that bureaucracy has a role to play, but just the simple, connections and the networks around all elected officials, because this is not exclusive to urban communities by any stretch of the imagination. But I believe the difference is that in those other communities, they make sure that their people are compensated. Their people get something out of it. When it comes to urban community, they like screw all of them. Okay, as long as you could put it in my pocket. According to documents filed in this case and statements made in court, as a member of the Newark City Council representing the West Ward and of the NCEDC, now known as Invest Newark, so it's still around. Okay, from 2017 through February 2020, McCallum schemed to receive concealed bribes and kickbacks from Frederick, funded by developers, contracting companies, and other businesses seeking contracts and approvals principally related to development, construction, and real estate projects, and deals in Newark. These developers and others were solicited by Frederick to hire his consulting company for access and were introduced to McCallum as a councilman behind the particular project or deal of interest to them. McCallum then received and planned to receive concealed bribes and kickbacks derived from the fees that Frederick obtained from those who retained his company. So if you would like a parallel, the Mr. Frederick basically was his Hunter Biden. He was the his point man when it came to what people were looking to do and how they could go about getting his his green light and his approval on whatever project it was. And you know what this and the fun part is that there's a great parallel between the Clay Davis thing where, and that's why I said earlier, he has to go through the process, right? I mean, he may be able to finagle his way out of this one. We've seen this multiple times. I mean, Clay Davis was like, by the time I end up getting down the street, I done given everybody money cash in hand. So that's where all the money went. It was a very well written scene, man. David Simon, good guy. In exchange, McCallum used his official positions to provide assistance to those who retained Frederick's company. For those who refused or hesitated to pay, McCallum and Frederick intended to prevent them from obtaining contracts and work from the Invest Newark and the city of Newark. Cullum and Frederick used interstate emails and phone calls to further this scheme and took significant steps to conceal these bribes and kickbacks. Of course, I mean, like, yeah, it's a bribe and a kickback. And the crazy part is that like when it comes to this type of bread, it's why the state is so expensive. Because trust me, this is Jersey. Do you really think that McCallum's like the only one? No, you're here. He's the one that got caught in the moment. So he's the one we're focusing on right now, or allegedly caught in the moment, and he's the one we're focusing on right now. But like, this happens all over the state. This is what politics is for the most part. People who are getting paid hundreds upon thousands of dollars from the taxpayers, because McCallum, he receives his salary, it was just over $100,000, and then there's all the perks, then there's all the all the things that go in it. If you ever seen the movie, what's that, Casino, where he was like, yeah, these elected officials, they win their comps when they get elected. That's the game, baby. That is the game. The bribes and kickbacks received and sought by McCallum through Frederick all included the following: a $16,000 bribe funded by a payment from a contracting company, a $25,000 bribe and kickback funded by a payment from a developer's company, $500 in cash to cover travel expenses for an out-of-country trip in an attempt to receive part of a $50,000 payment from a second developer, and an attempt to obtain payments from a seller of property in the West Ward and a developer who was seeking to buy and develop that property. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. Frederick also sought to have a modular home company that was in negotiations with Invest Newark on a development project in Newark retain Frederick's company and obtain a $40,000 payment from the company. Frederick intended to share the $40,000 payment with a Invest Newark official, co-conspirator 2, who referred Frederick to the modular home and company and expected a portion of whatever Frederick would be paid. After the modular home company refused to retain Frederick's company, it did not receive a contract from Invest Newark. The Honest Services wire fraud alleged that the criminal complaint against McCallum and the wire fraud conspiracy charged in count 1 of the information to which Frederick pleaded guilty carries a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison and a fine of $250,000, or twice the pecuniary gain to the defendant or loss to the victims, whichever is greater. The false tax return charge to which Frederick pled guilty carries a maximum potential penalty of 3 years in prison and $250,000 fine, or twice the gain to the defendant or loss to the victim, whichever is greater. Sentencing for Frederick is scheduled for March 2nd. Okay, so yeah, U.S. Attorney, he credited special agents. Okay, it's great. The government is represented by GC Sue. The charge and allegations contained in the complaint against McCallum are merely accusations, and the defendant is presumed. Okay, yeah, so I went over that in the beginning of the video, but yeah, so when Black Lives Matter, hey, guys, you guys, yeah, this is the type of stuff that really screws over, quote unquote, black people. Or, just basically like urban residents, because it's all based around this individual. It's not just him. It's the entire system. It's the entire machine. What we're looking at here is merely a screw. Okay? We are, like, both literally and figuratively, we are looking at a screw right here, because, like, real talk, in the grand scheme of Newark and Essex County and New Jersey and the country as a whole, I mean, Newark started their whole globalism thing, like, oh yeah, well, you need to be globalist because, screw the people that actually live here. I mean, because that's what they're about, man. That's really what they're about. But with that being said, yeah, this is just a major point. When Ice Cube and Trump, they sit there and scream, oh yeah, we need to keep throwing money at these communities, man. We going to put $500 billion into the black. This is the type of person it goes to. This is who gets it. The contractors are the people who gets it, not the regular Joes, not the regular people at all. And it's nonsense. It really is. Holy Jesus. Such a hustle, such a money sink. But you may disagree. All the internet stuff, guys. If you hold on. Did I forget my catchphrase? Well, my ending spiel? All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss a like. Dislike, go ahead and do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and want to give videos like this every single day. Share because sharing is caring. And YouTube and Bitchute and like aren't the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications. Get something from the Teespring and speak. Oh, Patreon. Go check it out. And speak. Let me know. What do you guys think in the comments? This is par for the course, man. Seriously. Just knocking it on out the park. The every day. You got Cory Booker. I may just cover the live stream of Cory Booker versus Rick Mehta, because I was convinced, well, up to a point, I was convinced that Cory Booker wouldn't debate him. But with, more than 1 million turned in mailer vote by mails, right? I'm pretty sure Cory's feeling rather confident and knows that he's not going to take the L regardless. So he's like, yeah, I'm gonna debate Rick Mehta, so I'm gonna be there for that, and I might just live stream it myself. Let me know what you guys think of that in the comments, all right? And until the next one.